faint breeze rattled the window frames. At hours when people fall asleep, houses usually fall quiet too. But not tonight. Tonight, someone's footsteps were creaking from beneath the floorboards. 15-year-old Ethan lay sideways on the couch, remote in hand. An old dark horror movie flickering on the TV. The lights were off. Only the blue-yellow glow of the screen carved trembling shapes across the room. Nobody else was home. His parents had left on a short trip, and Ethan finally had the house to himself. But halfway through the movie, the front door lock clicked, very softly, as if someone outside was slowly turning it. Ethan paused the film. Silence. He told himself he imagined it. A few seconds passed. Then, a low, warm breathing sound came from near the floor. Not the wind. Too close. Too alive. Ethan stood up. His heartbeat quickened. At that moment, the front door gently opened. Two figures stepped inside, shoes dragging across the floor. Normally, his parents entered loudly. "Ethan, you're still up? We're home." But this time, they said nothing. Ethan peeked into the hallway. Their silhouettes were drawn sharply against the dark. They just stood there, motionless, staring at him. "Ethan, Dad? Mom? Is that you?" His father's head slowly tilted sideways. Too slowly, too unnaturally. His mother's hands hung limp at her sides, fingers stiff, barely moving as if the joints no longer worked. Ice ran down Ethan's spine. Finally, his father spoke, but it wasn't a human voice. It sounded like two voices layered, deep and distorted. "Ethan, we came home." Ethan stepped backward. His mother suddenly smiled, her mouth stretched ear to ear, far wider than a human mouth should. The skin on her cheeks pulled tight like wet paper. "We missed our home." Ethan sprinted to his room, shut the door, and grabbed his phone. He called his parents. A moment later, their real voices answered. "Hey, Ethan, everything all right? We're still on the road, not home yet." "What happened?" Ethan froze. His skin went cold. "You're not home yet?" "No, we'll arrive in the morning." Ethan couldn't breathe. Then he noticed movement under the door. Shadows sliding. And then, something worse. Toes. Long, crooked toes. Stretching under the gap. Fingers, almost. Pulling. Twitching. And from outside the window, the sound of someone dragging their nails slowly across the glass. The house was surrounded. Ethan switched on the room light. On the other side of the door, someone stood, breathing heavily, pressing their face against the wood. Their voices shifted, not just his parents' anymore, but voices from scenes in the horror movie he'd been watching. They were mimicking everything he feared, as if something collected his fear and fed it back to him. Then the voice whispered, "Open the door. We need to see you." Ethan couldn't move. Suddenly, every door in the house slammed open at once. Footsteps running, breaths, distorted laughter, inhuman shrieks, as if multiple people or things were sprinting through the house. The lights went out. Darkness swallowed everything. In the dark, Ethan heard faint creaking beneath the floorboards. Something was crawling down there, something that had been waiting for years. Then, a wooden panel of the floor burst open. A long, pale arm reached up, skin colorless, smooth like wax, fingers impossibly long and tipped with black nails. The hand grabbed Ethan's ankle. He screamed. A muffled voice rose from the floorboards. "This house belongs to us." Ethan kicked free and crawled against the wall, gasping. That's when he spotted an old photograph hanging crookedly. In the picture, his parents stood smiling, but in the far corner of the frame, two dark silhouettes lurked, the same shape as the parents that arrived tonight. Those who lived here before never left. Not really. The house held more dead than living. All the sounds in the house stopped. Ethan held his breath. Silence. Then, the bedroom door slowly opened. His real parents walked in, tired, carrying bags. His mother smiled warmly. Hey, sweetheart. Still awake? Ethan burst into tears and ran toward them. But then, he noticed something on his mother's neck. A long, deep scratch. A fresh mark, as if made by claws. She tilted her head slightly, still smiling, but too calmly. They were waiting for us too, before we got home. The lights flickered and died. The house fell into darkness again, and someone smiled from behind the window.